on, everyone? So these are the Take chairs from Snow Peak. Pretty sure I'm saying that right.
Take.
Yeah, see, my subscribers always looking out for me. All these years, I've been calling these the take chairs, but turns out Take means bamboo in Japanese, and these are the bamboo folding chairs. So all makes sense, and these are really different from any of my other Snow Peak chairs in terms of the way they feel and the way they look. And I guess the best way I could describe it is it's almost like, kind of like a Helinox chair, but lifted off the ground, but different. There's definitely some differences. We'll be getting into all that later in this video. I've never actually used this strap until this video, so I put this on for the very first time. Not even sure if I'm using it correctly, but it's actually kind of nice. I feel like I could carry this a little distance and set it up somewhere really cool. And setting this chair up is very simple. You just grab the opposite corners from one another and then you just expand the whole thing open and it's good to go. And sitting in this chair feels really different from any of my other Snow Peak chairs, and it really does a good job of encouraging you to sit back and relax. Now, I don't know that this chair is the right chair for some people, and I'm gonna explain what I mean by that. So when I'm sitting back in this chair, just like in a normal seating position, I feel like my feet are almost barely hovering over the ground. So I'm curious, if you were shorter than me, if your feet would just be lifted off completely off the ground. And I don't know that that would be very comfortable for a long-term sitting position. Now, I find myself, even with my height, just wanting to lift up one leg and just sit like this. And in this chair, I find this to be a really comfortable seating position. And that's honestly how I'm sitting in this chair most of the time, just naturally, not even thinking about it. I'll just always be propping up one leg and just sitting back and relaxing. And I can do that for a long extended period of time, and it feels great for me. I also don't mind just sitting in this regularly. I've also taken this chair exclusively, and we've dined with this chair. We've sat around the fire in this chair. I've done a lot of things with this chair, and I really like the way it feels for me overall. I'm 5'8" for reference, but I do wonder if you are taller than I am or shorter than I am, how it feels. And if you own one of these and you love it or you hate it, let me know down in the comments, because I want to hear from you too, to kind of get a better idea of how it works for other people. But yeah, sitting back into this chair, it just feels really nice and supportive. And that has a lot to do with that canvas seat cover, the frame on this thing. And that's where the differences lie. So in the beginning, when I mentioned it's kind of similar to a Helinox chair, what I mean by that is it's kind of similar in its design overall. So both chairs go with a seat cover on frame design, but the differences lie within the fabrics and the frame. So the Helinox is going with more of that backpacking style collapsible frame and synthetic seat cover, whereas the Take chair goes with the bamboo and aluminum frame and a cotton canvas seat cover. And that feels totally different overall from one another. Whereas the Helinox feels like it has a lot more give into it, a little bit more play and wobble overall, while having a larger seat surface that kind of hammocks you into it. The Take chair feels just a lot more structured and a lot more supportive, and it's obviously taller as well. Now, I think Helinox does have a chair called the Cafe chair that is very similar in terms of the height of the Take chair, but still, I imagine with the framing and the different fabrics, it's going to feel different. Although I haven't tried that chair, so I can't really confirm. So I also really like that the cover is removable and it's actually really easy to clean. If you look really closely, the fabric itself, it's not like a pure white color. If anything, it's more like an ivory, but it has a lot of speckles within the canvas as well, which is really nice because over time, as things kind of like get on the fabric, it will almost blend in, so to speak. And for me, the biggest thing that happens with these chairs is when I'm doing a fire, just those little embers will fly up from the fire if I'm not sitting on the chair, of course. And if they land on there, and then if I try and brush it off, it just leaves like a big black streak on the chair. It'll look bad at camp, but when you get home, it's pretty easy to wash. I'll just get a wet rag and just go at the fabric and just wipe it all down. And over time, if you need to replace that cover, if it tears or if it just wears out, whatever, Snow Peak sells replacements for that, because without a doubt, that cover is going to wear out much quicker than the frame. The frame could easily last a lifetime. I wouldn't be surprised with the materials and the hinges and the components going on there. But the seat cover is one of those items that is eventually going to wear out, and it's really nice that you'll be able to replace this, after years and years of camping with it. So I do appreciate that. So this chair is actually really light as well. Now, it's not as light as the Helinox chair, but it's lighter than most of my other Snow Peak chairs. So this one's just over 6 pounds. My low beach chairs, for reference, I think are like 8 pounds. So definitely heavier. It really does feel light though for a camping chair, and like picking this up and loading it with one arm in a roof box, it feels one arm, I guess one hand. Loading this in the roof box with one hand, it just feels really easy to do and lift up. It honestly feels really light for a camping chair. And carrying it like this, I might actually do this more often because I think it actually looks kind of cool and it feels really nice. This might be getting used more and more to venture out a little further from campsites to take a seat, next to that creek, and having this strap, right on the chair, pretty cool feature. So this chair doesn't come with an official carry sleeve bag or case or anything like that, but they do claim that the pile driver case can fit one of these chairs in it, and I have never tried it. I'm not even sure if it's going to fit because that case is pretty thin, but we're gonna try it right now and see. Despite how thin this pile driver case is, it never fails to fit all kinds of things in it besides pile drivers, and I use mine for all my IGT standing legs plus multiple pile drivers, so yeah. But I am impressed with how thin this looks. To have an entire chair in here it's pretty cool. And it's also worth mentioning that this chair has a bigger sibling as well, the Take Longback version. Now that chair is more like a full-on recliner chair, so you're gonna lay back into that chair. You have a headrest, you have armrests going on. It's a totally different feel than this one, but it's worth mentioning since it's going with the same canvas seat cover, same frame, and it's a similar style of chair, just a totally different feel overall. And yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for the review of the bamboo folding chairs from Snow Peak. Don't forget to comment down below. I want to see what you guys all think of these chairs, and if you have one especially, let me know your thoughts on it. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. All those things really do go a long ways towards helping my channel grow, so thank you all for that. As always, thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you real soon in the next one. Take it easy.